Welcome back to Movie Summary. Today we are diving into a film called Pretty Persuasion. The movie starts with many girls sitting. They are all waiting as auditions are taking place inside. Kimberly just finished her audition, but they are not satisfied. As she try again, they stop her and tell her to leave. Frustrated, she goes to change shoes in the restroom. We are then shown a school with many students. Randa is being dropped off by her parents. Kimberly is there, looking at a boy flirting with another girl. The principal is having a meeting with Ems Klein, who has been authorized to film the school. He reminds her he is uncomfortable with that, because many very important people send their kids here. She tells it's just a small TV piece on the news. On the other side of the school, Kimberly is fantasizing on her crush. She keeps talking about the idea that the Western ideal is being blonde. Randa seems new. Kimberly tells her this is Beverly Hills, so many of the kids' parents are rich and famous. She continues at pointing each kid and saying who are their parents. Minutes later, they eat on the grass. She tells Randa she is so happy to be born white, it's the best race to be, especially if you want to be an actress. Kimberly keeps talking so much and Randa just listen to her. The bell rings. All kids are now in class. Kimberly add one more thing, saying the last thing she wants to be is an Arab. She tells her that people will make fun of her. The teacher catches them speaking and tell them to keep quiet. Second later, Kimberly continues her rant about how American perceive Arab. The teacher interrupts her again. Mr. Anderson puts her in detention, as well as Randa. The breaks then arrives as Kimberly and Randa are sitting. When a kid comes asks Randa if she wants to buy a gun, Kimberly defends her. Randa is happy she met her. Meanwhile, Kimberly's crush is flirting with that blonde girl. They kiss. Then a kid named Barry makes fun of Randa. Randa is silent. Brittany then arrives after making out with that crush. Kimberly introduces Randa. Brittany then says how in love she is with that guy, Troy. He is the hottest guy here. Kimberly says I wouldn't ruin our friendship over a boy. You can have him. The trio then go to check the list of those selected for the theater, but Kimberly is the one chosen. Brittany is comforted by Kimberly. They realize Troy plays the male lead, which means Kimberly will have to kiss him. Kimberly reminds that their detention is coming, and Brittany says to be careful because Mr. Anderson is kinda weird around girls. The detention then starts. Kimberly sees Mr. Anderson touching Randa. He closes the door. That same night, Kimberly tells the good news of her role in the school play to her parents. The dad doesn't care and complains there is too many Jewish at his company. Meanwhile, Kimberly refuses to call the dad young girlfriend, Mom. The dad then says to Kimberly he is not racist. He is just speaking the truth. He doesn't want Kimberly to be racist. The phone rings, it's Kimberly's real mom. She says she messed up on the name on the card the mom sent to her, who says she has to go, which disappoints Kimberly as they spoke for only like a minute. Kimberly is sad. We are then seen, 1 month later. Brittany, who is now brunette, runs and cries. Kimberly catches up to her. Brittany screams, she is mad at someone. She is so pissed, someone did something to her in front of everybody. She wants to burn him. Kimberly says, we will burn him. She has a plan, and tell her to come over tonight to discuss it. That same night, the trio is watching TV. They then see the news of a kid who walked to his school with a gun and had a massive shooting. They then see Ems Klein reporting on it. Kimberly knows how he feels. She says, her two friends are shocked. On the other side of town, the teacher is at home having dinner. He offers a birthday gift to his wife. She doesn't seem too excited as the gift is a skirt, but she thanks him. He insists she puts it on now, which she does. She says it reminds her of the skirts his student girls wear at his school. She then puts some socks like the school girls, and she acts like one. They then make love. Meanwhile, the trio is watching some dirty videos while Randa is uncomfortable. Randa is confused at woman making love to a woman. It's a sin for her. Kimberly then wants to get serious. She wants to talk about Mr. Anderson. She says he has done stuff to all three of them. They hate him so much. Kimberly then tells them it's time they put a stop to him. The next day, Kimberly arrives at school, which has a metal detector after what happened with that kid with a gun. The three are then talking, and Brittany asks if she really wants to do this. She responds, "They are doing the right thing. We have to stick together no matter what, and we will watch him burn." We are then shown Ems Klein making her reportage on the School of the Rich. She says today, "This institution is as rocked upside down by allegations of assault." The accused, Mr. Anderson, an English teacher. The victims are three 15-year-old high school girls. After the segment, the cameraman kisses Ems Klein. We are then seen Mr. Anderson at home with his wife. She is in shock. She believes he is innocent. A friend of them has connections to a great lawyer. The friend says, he is the lawyer. The friend reminds him he is not just a school law teacher but he passed the lawyer exam when younger. He insists. Meanwhile, Kimberly's dad is arguing with his girlfriend. He goes to see Kimberly. He says, "You are a smart girl, so before you decided to do what you are doing now," he says, "I hope you thought what it will mean for daddy." He is worries about his brand. He thinks that maybe she is making this entire thing up. She is shocked he would think that. He thinks it won't go to trial, but we are then shown the day the trial begins, which Ems Klein covering it. The camera person flirts with her again. Then Kimberly arrives. Mr. Klein tells her she admires her courage. Kimberly then comes closer to her and says she wants a woman's touch. The trial then starts. Richard questions Kimberly. He says, "Is it a fabrication of your mind?" She says it is true. Richard brings an incident in school, which she is forced to explain. At the food fair, Brittany and her were eating while Richard and Mr. Anderson were sitting across. We are shown what the teachers were saying. They were talking about how smart Kimberly is. A brain like that with a body like that, smells trouble. Mr. Anderson says he felt her coming on to him. Richard believes they will say hi, and he wants to embarrass them by not saying a thing. They then walk by and do say hi when they say hi. They failed. A kid is then seen bullying Randa. The two girls come to her rescue. She screams at him that his dad is a money-hungry Jewish who let criminals go free. Everyone stops and stares at her. Back to the present. The principal is being interviewed by Ems Klein. He stops it, and is angry at this journalist digging for dirt. The teacher is there because the principal wanted to see him about something. Something that will put this movie upside down. This is where the story will go to a place nobody could have predicted. Don't miss part 2 attached here.